everyone, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Riverbend Springs. This is a little bit of a different map from the original Riverbend Springs, because this is a, what they call it, multi-fruit map. So, what I mean by that, once apparently we get done saving, you have your usual wheat, barley, canola, so on, you know, cotton, red beets, carrots. But then they've added in things like alfalfa, a couple different clovers, rye, millet, spelt, mustard, lavender. There's quite a few, even onions and tobacco and hemp. Not that I'm going to get into those by any means, but we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm looking at kind of revamping my Start From Scratch series on this map, but not this map. If that makes sense, because we did it on the original. Anyway, so yeah, we are trying not to go into the water. This is our rig that we just got into the county for, or with. Wow. And the reason being is Grandpa had an issue with the farm, and he's no longer on the farm. He's still alive, don't get me wrong, he's still with us. It's just a big part of it started when a tornado came through and took out most of the buildings, and the ones that it didn't take out were damaged enough that they had to apparently raise them down. Anything that wasn't damaged, he sold off equipment wise and everything, and he's no longer living on the property because, well, he still owns the property, but there's nothing to live in. I mean, to be fair, when we get there, I have a tent in the back seat that I'm going to have to put up just so I have a place to sleep, relax, and get out of the weather if need be, because there really is nothing else. So, yeah. And with everything else, apparently the farm wasn't doing the greatest, from my understanding, so it's at the point where he has $1 million debt. And once it was all said and done with selling everything and getting everything cleaned up, even with a loan, I guess it wasn't a loan per se, but, well, let me rephrase that. He does have $1 million loan currently to try to get things going in the right direction. He was injured, but he's fine. He's still, like I said, he's still with us. But we have a lot of equipment to purchase. So, and I don't know what state the fields are in. Well, the fence is still up. That's good. That little crappy wooden structure there is still there. So it must not have gone through there. Barn's gone. Silo's gone. Oh my lord. Nothing is left. He wasn't kidding. Wow. I'm at a loss of words right now. There really is nothing left on this farm. I'm surprised the trees handled things quite nicely with everything apparently going on. But, yeah, so... Okay. Let me pull up what we own. So that is the farmland that we own. I don't think he made any other purchases elsewhere in the county. Nope, not yet. Oh boy. Because I knew it was a storm cleanup, that's why we brought what we brought. Bucket with a grapple, a mower deck, brush hog, whatever you want to call it, and a set of pallet forks. I don't know if this is going to be enough. Yeah, I do have a chainsaw in the truck as well, so well, actually, you know what? Let's get this unhooked. I need to go find Grandpa. See, and get a game plan going. See exactly what he is wanting us to do. Or what his mindset was. So, it looks like we are the lone owners of that property. So, apparently, in order to help offset some of his debt, he agreed that he would no longer be farming. He's going to retire. And that's just very heavy on my heart right now, because I know how much he's loved farming. So he's going to offer me advice. He's going to do what he can to help us, but he's out of the game for the most part. He has taken this opportunity to retire. And with that, like I said, he has decided to, well, sell me the farm. Well, sign it over to me, more or less. And I hope that I can actually... That's a loud truck when you're that close. In hopes that we can actually turn it around, start getting things built. So... I guess we'll start off. Looks like we have some crops that looks like they're close to being ready to harvest. Yeah, this wheat looks amazing. Well, as amazing as it can be if it went through a tornado. I haven't been around, so I'm not sure what all has been done to it, so this feels either hopefully he was able to harvest it before the storms, or maybe he just took the loss and it had withered and died, or enough of it was lost that he just plowed it in before he got rid of everything. Let's see here. Canola. This stuff doesn't look too bad either. Well, I guess we need to see if there's a planter that's well, no pun intended, dirt cheap. And I think we're going to go over to the shop, see what they got available, and also see if I can get a contractor to get a game plan going for at least a shed of some sort. Not necessarily for what I have right now, but hopefully for whatever else we may get into for the equipment. So this is I'm kind of doing this out of protest because I don't like the terms of how I'm getting the farm or what's left of it, but I mean, I am a young enough farmer, if you want to count 40 young. Yes, that is just about my real world age, I'll put it that way. We're going to do what we can, try to work on this $1 million debt as quickly as possible, and hopes that we can actually do something about it. We're just going to pull up over here and see what they got. I'll be right back with you guys. Man, they need a mow around here. Alright, so we got a little lucky. Got a decent size combine for what fields we currently have. At least I think it's decent. Gleaner N5. Miles Chalmers Series 3. So, and we do have the green header for it on a header trailer. I was told that unfortunately they don't have this set up to be able to pull trailers, which I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. Yeah, nothing back here. They said it does run a little rough, but they do have it as finely tuned as they can, given how old this is. It's got a lot of hours on it, so they basically say as long as I can do what I can to take care of it, it should be able to run for quite a quite a while, at least until we're ready to upgrade again. Header looks like it's in a little better shape than the Combine, but it is what it is. And of course, they did sweeten the deal a little bit by throwing in this header wagon. But yeah, so I mean, if you think about it, I paid full price for the header wagon just to get the other two for a little bit cheaper. If you want to think about it that way, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I'm going to have to use this to get the header back. So that's what we're going to do. And we're actually just going to put those on and our hazards and our lights just for visibility purposes. And hopes that this thing doesn't go flying off. Because, you know, it's farming sim. See, I do like this Dodge pickup, the Ram pickup 1500. And not just because of the light bar on top. The light bar just kind of adds to it. And the one in the front, not the light bar in the back. But I think this is one that I just recently updated from not in-game mod hub, to put it that way. I think they just recently did an update, so I kind of went through and all the ones that I remember owning, I've kind of been trying to keep an eye on those to keep them updated whenever I go onto the website, which is about once a week. So I think there were a few updates made to it that are, in my opinion, good. So I'm glad that modders are always looking at trying to improve their mods and not just doing a one-shot deal and letting them go. But I think one of the things after we get done with this is I think we're going to end up looking at trimming some of these trees back, getting some of the shrub out of here, and kind of just reworking the entire area. I am going to have to go back to the shop and get a... I don't know if I want to get a gravity wagon or what. Again, that's one of those things I just need to see what they have available. I'm trying not to dig into this $1 million debt that we have. I mean, in a bad way, like using the money instead of just paying off the debt. Because we do have just a little over 1.4 million, like I said, after selling everything. And that's what Grandpa gave us. In addition to the crippling debt. If you thought student loans were bad, you apparently have never met a farmer with a $1 million debt. Like me. Alright, let's take a look now at some wagons. So we ended up with 2 gravity wagons. They had 2 Patriotic Farmer Edition gravity wagons. J&M 655s. And it was one of those deals that they said that they've had these sitting here on the lot for quite a while. And so they gave me a little better deal for buying both of them. And I asked why. And they said, well, a lot of farmers like to have, you know, colors that are associated with their particular brands that they like to match. And they kind of got these as a deal just for display purposes, but they've been sitting here too long. And they're just trying to get rid of them now, so... I said, sure, I'll buy them. So yeah, they match quite well for my particular schemes, and I love it. So we're going to get back to the farm with these, and I'm going to have to get Grandpa to give me a ride back here so I can get my my harvester. So that way we can get this done hopefully before dark tonight. It's already almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so... And I am curious. What is this growing here? Flax. Huh. That's what that looks like. Okay. So part of the reason why I went with this map and not the base game is because of the difference in plants. You can see a lot more difference as you drive around the map. So when we're doing, or when I'm doing contracts and things like that, because I don't know how much of that part I'm going to do for you guys on camera. This is more so of an introduction because, to be honest, I was having issues with Waseca County. It kept crashing on me, and I'm just trying to plan ahead right now, so I'm not trying to fight with anything in particular. And so I decided that I wanted to try this particular map out, at least the edit of this map out. So that's what we're doing here, and I'm probably going to be playing this a lot of time off camera, in addition to my Small Town USA, as well as Alma County. So that is kind of where we stand on that. So this may be making appearances whenever we have issues with maps, or I can't seem to find another map. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, walk over to Grandpa, see if he can take me into town again, so I can get my harvester. I'm not sure when I'll catch back up with you, because I might go and get a late lunch with him. See you in a bit. All right, so we finally got done chatting with Grandpa, and I got my tent set up here. Found a little spot over here that's a little higher than the surrounding area, which is fine with me, because when it rains, it'll mean the water rolls away from my tent, not into it. So as far as the harvester goes, when they said it was rough, I mean it. We got it over here to the soon-to-be farmstead, as it were. It's not farmstead because there's really no buildings. We got the header attached. I have not checked to see how everything is going. Low bridge, mind your head. So let me show you. It's been only off for maybe an hour and a half. So yeah, that's a little rough. Let's go ahead and get the, ooh, that's fancy. Let's get that lifted up. Let's kick her into gear, make sure we don't hear anything weird. Okay, I think that's just part of the hum is part of the motor or belts and such running. Not quite used to these older harvesters, but I don't hear any grinding or anything like that. So tells me that nothing's outright broken. So let's just kick it on and take a walk. Careful walk. I'm not seeing anything bending or anything like that. Everything looks to be nice and smooth. I'm listening to see if we hear any odd noises coming from that chain box. All right, looks like we should be good to harvest. Alright, it does have GPS. When I asked about it, I didn't really ask for specifics, details, anything like that. I just went, I need a combine and I need it relatively cheap. When I told them the plot of land that I inherited, so to speak, they were a little kinder than I expected. So because we have GPS, let's go ahead and get it enabled. I want to do 2 headlands because I can. Alright. Alright, so we can get a straw swath off of that. Unfortunately, that means more equipment needed. We're gonna have to get, invest in some equipment anyway. But I think I have the idea of what baler we can use to collect that with. And because it's one that I've used quite often. We'll see if they have one available though. If not the one I like, maybe something similar to it, even if it's a different brand. So I got some work ahead of me, getting this field done and then working on that field. And this stuff is just going straight to market. I'm not going to be worrying about anything else because, well, quite honestly, we don't have any other options right now. Quick little chat though with the guys there, and some of the things they've heard are contractors are a little sparse right now. And so any building that I am looking at wanting to have done, I'm going to be waiting a hot minute. So I'm probably going to be looking at plans at least for a home. So if I can actually build my own home, I will go that route. I just need to find the right plans that will allow me to essentially build my forever home, as it were. Well, forever on this series. But that's the idea going forward. I mean, if we're going to be doing a lot of tree cutting, I might as well look into just doing what I can to build my own home, build my own barns if I need to. So unfortunately, that also means investing into other areas that I may not be so keen on right now with a $1 million debt over my head. And you may be saying, well, that's not fair that you took on his debt. And I would disagree with you simply because family, for one. Yes, I know family isn't everything, but for me it is. Especially, if you talk to any farmer, family means everything. You do what you can for your family. So that's where my headspace is at, is doing what I can to help him be able to retire and not have any stress. And I will do what I can to get that debt paid off and not make it any bigger. Not what she said. So yeah. You guys may agree with me, you may not, but this is my farm, so that's what I'm doing. He's my family, so that's how I'm handling it. So we're going to continue this series on, maybe off and on. I'm going to do what I can to keep true to the original mindset that I've created in this video. And we're going to go in that direction. So if you guys want to see more of this, halfway point. If you want to see more of this series, or if you want me to make this a series, that is, because it's just going to be kind of filtered in here and there. Let me know down in the comments. And the more I see people wanting this to be a part of my videos, the more I will actually do what I can to make that happen. So guys, with all that being said, if you happen to like what you see, or catch yourself watching more than one of my videos, please do us both a favor and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. That bell will let you be notified of every single video post, and not just a select few here and there. If you made it this far in my video, guys, I want to say thank you, and I greatly appreciate it. Apologize if that sounded a little weird. I was looking off to my right to my one dog, who was kind of standing in a weird position, so just making sure she wasn't making a mess in the house. Anyway, forget where I was at. So guys, we'll catch you in the next episode. So as always, take care. Peace.